Hey guys, my name's Rhiann and I'm the creator of the new game Sinister. Sinister is a medieval fantasy RPG game which is based on Seven Deadly Sins and it will be released on Xbox 360. My inspiration for this game is one of my favourite games called Skyrim. This game gave me the inspiration to create Sinister. Sinister is basically about a young teenage boy called Tate who is trying to get rid of his sins brought from his past life with his parents. To do this, he must go to hell and collect his sins and destroy them. Sinister is aimed at teenage boys or girls over the age of 13, however, the older generation can play and enjoy it. I chose this target audience because I am a teenage girl myself and I know what teenagers want in a good game. I did a lot of primary research and secondary research on my target audience. I conducted interviews and surveys to find out what teenagers wanted. Also, I researched on the internet for what teenagers want in a game and what type of game they like. The majority of teenage boys and girls in local areas like the same sort of games. I know it's because of the primary research I conducted. Also, I looked at game forums and on the internet to find out what teenagers want in a wider demographic. Most teenage boys and girls wanted RPG fantasy games released on Xbox. This gave me the idea of making the game because it suits all of the things teenagers want. Sinister doesn't really meet the requirements because it isn't mysterious, scary or motivating, mythical, action-packed, and it doesn't contain any violence. However, if I had more time, I'm sure it would have met these requirements. On the other hand, my menu meets the requirements because it has music which makes you scared, and it also has an incredible animation showing what you could do in the game. I have chosen to release my game on Xbox 360 because it hardly has any graphic limitations and it allows me to have a good textured game without any limits or mistakes. Sinister will be released on Xbox 360 because the controller is easy to use and most teenagers are comfortable with using the Xbox 360 pad because they are the easiest and most developed controller game in history. I have developed the game to fit the requirements for an Xbox 360 because I have made the controls easy to work out and I have made the programming go with the requirements for an Xbox 360. Also, the Xbox 360 allows me to play my games to be played in HD. Also, you can adjust the screen resolution to see what you want. You can have it in 720p or 1080p. You can play on Xbox 360 or almost on any type of TV or anything that's suitable to you. The maximum polygon count for Xbox 360 is 500 million triangles per second. Sinister fits well into this requirement. The development of Sinister was very difficult, if I have to be honest. I spent too much time figuring out things to improve my game, such as texture. However, after that I now know how to texture an object, which makes my game look 10 times better. From the mistakes, I have learned to schedule the times when I should be doing something. For example, I should have made specific time and date when I should be texturing or modelling a character. Another mistake that I made, because I spent so much time researching, the collisions in my game are very good, and it causes the character to jump out of the level. But after I spotted the mistake, I resolved it in adding more collision bounds. Also, another mistake was I spent too much time positioning the camera for my character so the player can see where they are going. During my alpha testing, I was able to identify my mistakes in each little thing in my game, such as character development. I found out that the speech and my appearance of my character isn't very good, and I need to add more development onto it. Also, I was able to identify that the collisions in my game aren't very good, therefore I was able to resolve them as quickly as I could. In my alpha testing, I listed all of the main things in my game and categorised each development things such as texturing, modelling, appearance and programming. From my alpha testing, I was able to solve my game and make it to a suitable standard. In my beta testing, I had young teenagers playing my game and telling me what they liked about it and what I could improve. Some of the younger children really enjoyed my game and found it fun. Also, a young beta tester specifically liked the texturing. Some people call my game epic. On the other hand, the beta testers in my class noticed that my collisions and my modelling weren't very good and needed to be improved. They said I could also improve my game by adding cinematic cutaways between each level to make the game more intriguing, and maybe add some enemies to try and attack my character. Finally, when the older generation played my game, such as teachers, they found the game fun and easy to understand. All the negative feedback was really on my collisions and my character design and my camera position. As this was my first game, it wasn't the top standard, however I tried my best to solve the problem, so here we go, enjoy the game. Hi, this is my game. This is the menu. The music I chose was to make the game more intriguing, so this is the menu. I have a controlling menu which tells you what to do. For example, to move forward, use the up arrow. To turn right, you use the right arrow, left, so on and so on. To jump, you press the space bar, and to open the doors, obviously. That's the main menu. This is my game. The character's a bit rubbish, but okay. Textured each thing to make it look more realistic. Oops. That wasn't meant to happen. This is just the outside of a church, so it leads into my first level design. This is the inside of the church, like the hallway. We have some pictures of medieval type sort of things. And this is just the inside. I was going to add a character there to talk and tell what to do, but I didn't really have enough time. So the doors, just press O to open, and then just walking around using the up arrow and doing that. The table I was going to add a message saying to turn back and pick up something, and that's when an object would appear, but I didn't have enough time, and also I didn't really know how to do messages. That's that, but yeah. You can exit the game, and you can load the game, but I'm going to make a saving option, so that means you can save where you are, then load it, and then obviously play the game. The gameplay of this game is that the character Tay is going to go through the church and meet with his mother, who's going to lead him through all the 7 deadly sins: lust, gluttony, greed, envy, wrath, and through each level there's going to be you're going to have to fight a boss which represents each sin, and by the end hopefully Tay will win and collect all of his sins and abolish them. But however, at the end he does have to fight Satan, which will be the hard part of the game, so that means he's going to have to do a certain thing with his weapon which he collects at the end, and then kills Satan and becomes the god. The menu of my game, I made it by adding a cube and making it look like a button. Then I added some text over the button, and then I edited the text to make it say new. And then the cube underneath, I added a texture to make it come on the game, look more realistic. The background of my menu, I added a texture to make it look more realistic and more intriguing and attractive to play. Also, the music was chosen from one of my favourite games, and it makes the menu look more like intriguing and sound more intriguing. I added an always sensor for that, and added a sound actuator that allowed me to play the music over both menus, as in the menu for the main menu and the controls. On the first level where you see the church, the music then like swaps to a different type, and it makes it more like you're outside and all that jazz. The first level is like inside of a church. I made the church by a cube, stretching it, making it into like a pillar sort of thing. Then I duplicated it and made more to make it like an outside, and then created a tree by using a sphere, which can just be like moved about, which was textured, and a tree trunk by a cylinder. The bridge was made originally by a cube, but I made it more like curved by extruding it and like smoothing it with a sculpture tool. This like door opens when my character bumps into it. Like it sets the collision to open. It sets off the animation for like the door to open, which makes it go. For example, it goes like that, like opens. That's how I did that. When you get into the church, which is there, as you can see, there's a forest. I created all this by, like I said, extruding and duplicating things, same as the trees. When you get into like the inside, I created like a level with a dome, and then I just added like a cube to make a room, and the hallway was used by cubes and extruding. Like I made paintings by adding the cube, thinning it out, stretching it, and then adding the texture of a painting to make it look more realistic. All I need to do really is to texture the floor. My character, I didn't really have enough time to develop my character because I wasted too much time texturing, but yeah, it's a bit of a weird character. But the camera which follows the character, I positioned it by adding parenting it to the character, which makes it move along. The music for this level was added by an always sensor and then a sound actuator, and it was on play stop mode, which means like it plays over the other music and it changes through level and stuff. Like when the level changes, the music changes. I added 2 doors, which were textured and then animated using the timeline. So it goes like that. And then the inside was textured by an editing mode. This is our texture edit mode. Then you go up to max scene. To improve my game, I'm going to add a message on the table. Like, so when you walk up to it, a message pops up, for example, saying, turn around, there's an object, turn around, pick up this to move to the next level. So I'm going to add like a cube and then a collision, which means when my character bumps into it, the message comes up on the camera. and then I'm going to add like an object which then opens a secret door around here, so that means like it can move to the next level. And also I'm going to improve my character by probably adding texture to it. The most positive and developed thing about my game is my texturing, because I can easily texture things now because of my research I did about texturing, and also I've got quite a lot of textures in my game, which makes my game look more realistic and more better. Thank you for watching my game Sinister, and I hope you enjoyed it.